Okay, next job on the T4, rear wiper delete. Let's go have a look. On the T4 there's two wipers, one for each door. As you can see, I've boarded up the windows. These are going to be different, they're going to have sign writing in them and that for the business. But these wipers can go, and we'll put a blind grommet in their place. That'll really clean up the back end here as well. Okay, sorry for the lack of content lately, and also apologies for the way this video is put together. It's all a bit of a mishmash. But anyway, let's jump into it. So first thing we're going to be doing is removing the door cards on the inside of the van. That'll give us access to the mechanisms for the wiper motors. These panel clips can be a bit of a pain, but if you get something behind it and unscrew them, they will come out easy enough. Remove the door handle on the inside, and then you can get on the outside and remove the wiper arm from the motor. Then it's back on the inside to start removing all the motor itself from within that door. It's a bit of a finicky and fiddly job, but a bit of patience working out, you can get your way around it. A couple of connectors, and out she comes. Now to remove the actual wiper mechanism, the rods in there, I did have to remove a few screws that attach for the door handle. This side certainly was a bit of a messy one. Working on the passenger side was a lot easier. Right, so now our wiper is removed, as you can see. We're obviously left with a hole. What I have in front of me here is a 25mm blind grommet. No hole in it, and that will live here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a quick wipe over, and then I'll be applying a very thin layer of sealant inside here. Just normal silicone sealant in that gap, just to help deter any water ingress. Okay, back on the T4. MOT failed. I've got the failure sheet. I'll put a picture up of it to save explaining. What we're going to do today is we're going to replace the brake hoses at the front. Okay, so first thing we do, jack the van up and get the wheel off the Okay, so this here is the brake line we're going to replace. This is a flexible brake hose, and as you can see, it's quite deteriorated down here. Next job is to undo your cabling. That should be for a brake wear sensor, I believe. Feed that back, and then you can get your brake spanner, which is a open-ended hex spanner, and that will fit nicely over the union. So with a sharp tap, you should be able to undo that brake union from the brake hose. So I stuffed the hole with tissue there to be able to clean up the surface and to make sure that when the new hose goes back on, it's a nice clean connection back into the caliper. Okay, brake hose done and in. It was a bit of a faff, but we got there. So, new brake hose installed. Let's plop the wheel back on, get the other side done, and then that's one part of the MOT failure good to go. We've also got contaminated brake fluid, so what I'm going to do is swap the other hose and then start in the back passenger corner, which is the furthest line from the master cylinder where the brake reservoir is, and then I shall start pushing new fluid out into that corner, then do driver's rear, then do passenger front, and finally driver's front. Bleed all the brakes, clear all the old contaminated brake fluid out, and we should be good to go. So on the driver's side here, it's a rinse and repeat. Make sure you definitely get that brake union spanner onto that union properly before you try any sort of turn. And as I say, a sharp tap with the spanner should break the seal. Okay, both brake hoses replaced. There was only one that was a failure for the MOT, but we might as well do both. The other one probably isn't far behind. So next up, we're jumping on the Missouri. I've got some replacement indicator lenses to swap out. So the old ones are very, very milky, and these ones, brand new, fresh, clear indicator lenses. Real easy to do. Open up your bonnet, pull the little sprung clip at the back, and then the indicator lens will fall out. Okay, we're back in the T4, I hope you're keeping up. Now we're doing the gear stick extension. So we unscrew the gear knob from the shaft, and then we can screw on the extension. A little grub screw just to secure it in place when you're happy. Finally back. The T4's all been sorted for its MOT. I've got myself another phone so we can record again. Let's go and have a look at the repairs and we'll talk you through it. Okay, so the MOT failure was down in here. There's a whole new plate that's been put in here and a whole repair here also. That was one part. While we were there, both the outer seal here and the inner seal was replaced. This part was replaced, all behind underneath was replaced as well. We got ourselves a new lip for the sliding doors with the seal. That was all brand new, replaced. All down up underneath where the other MOT failure was has all been replaced too. So there's been an extensive amount of welding that's been done for the MOT. So yeah, great news. Blue's back on the road. We also replaced the front brake lines, the brake hoses, and we also replaced the brake fluid. So Blue's now all fully sorted, MOT legal, back on the road, doing his job. We've got so much to do on this, we really need to get going. I want to do the short shift mod, we've got to lower it, we're going to texture the bumpers, I've got to replace the windscreen. So there's lots of things I want to be getting done with on this. I've also got some I've also got to do some repairs on the outer sill. We might do this today actually, and see how bad that is. If I can get it sorted so I don't have to weld new metal in, that'd be great. We've also got some lip corrosion here and some bits and pieces like on the outriggers and what have you. But yeah, pleased he's back in the game. Okay, so the offside number plate light is inoperative, so we'll get that whipped out and have a look. Okay, so this is the bulb in question. As you can see, it's quite creamy, milky, so I reckon that's gone. Hopefully I've got a replacement kicking around somewhere. let's take out this fitting and see what we got. Yeah, he's not great, is he? Hopefully it's not corroded in there either. Okay, so it's just a little capless bulb. I'll have a look, see if I've got one. One cap, look. Stole it out the motorhome. The spare bulb kit for that for when we went to Europe. You should be able to just slot back in there, right? Something like so. Let's give it a whirl. Another job done. Nice. Tick that off the list. Registration plates easy. Shock absorber, both front ones. I can replace them, that's no problem. The rear coil springs are going to get replaced for lowering springs. Probably going to go with 6-inch Falklands to start with. I'd like to do 5s, but then we've got to look at doing chains plates and straps, etc. I'll see. Rear brake discs, no issue. Track rod in, no issue. Oil leak, well, you know, it's T4 in it. Service brake fluctuating, but not excessively at the rear. Have a little look at that. It's only an advisory, but we'll see. Offside front inner seal's corroded. We've seen that. We're going to get that sorted. Underside has various amounts of corrosion. Again, it's T4. It's not actually that bad. The corrosion underneath, it's quite good. So the wheel bearing at the near front is making a bit of play, but I don't really fancy doing that one. I might give that to someone else. Suspension, yeah. So that's my 2 repairs. Those 2 are my 2 repairs, but they've been done. They just can't see that it's been done. So yeah, good stuff. We'll keep going. Get these knocked off throughout the year, obviously with all the upgrades and bits and pieces as well. Old Blue's not going to look much like it did before. So good stuff. Cool. So that's the gear knob extension done. Gives you this extra 3 inches or so, plus a nice anodised silver ball on top. Just finishes off the look there. Now we can get underneath and knock out this short shift, because at the moment you can see how far we've got travel here. It's a lot, so we can reduce that travel and give us a short shift. It means my knuckles aren't whacking the centre console here. Okie dokie, short shift mod. So you can see this cross linkage here. Now the bar on the right hand side there, this one, that runs back to your gear stick, and that needs to be moved inwards with a 14mm hole drilled. Some of these linkages have got nipples on the end, some have got holes. In this case I've got holes, which makes it easy, so I move this inbound probably 25mm. So let's get that removed. There's loads and loads of links, how-tos and everything on Facebook and YouTube, so I'm just going to get it removed, get it drilled out, get it back in place, and then we'll see the difference. Cool, so that's essentially it. Relocating the hole inbound on the gear stick end. This end goes up to the gearbox. We don't want to touch that end, we want to touch the gear stick end. That's back in now. Let's get it fitted. Okie dokie. Short shift mod done, let's have a look. Okay, so previously my knuckles could touch the dashboard. So let's see what difference this has made. Nowhere near it. That coupled with a gear shifter extension and a nicer feeling gear knob, that's made a world of difference now for the gears. Before I was throwing them around, now we're a lot tighter. Job well done. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.